Hey guys, good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wake Up, Get Up, Got Up. Looking for me? I'm actually right here. This is me trying to get to that goal that I set in my heart and mind. I thought it would have been easier, but it turns out it's not so easy. However, God has been so good in helping me to get there. And this morning's topic is dream big. It's easy to say dream big or have a vision. But if we should ask someone who's ever done something great, whether it be Usain Bolt, Shelly Fraser Price, Nelson Mandela, anybody, they would rarely say that it was easy to accomplish what they did. It all came at a cost. And if you have a dream and it's big, have you considered the cost of that dream? We hear the saying, to whom much is given, much is required. And if God has given you a big dream, then chances are it cost much. Jesus said in Luke 14 to his disciples that if you are a builder, because he was actually talking about his disciples following him, and if his disciples wanted to follow him, they had to actually hate their own life. And he was saying that if anyone is a builder, wouldn't they even consider the cost of building a tower before start building it? Jesus was saying that, hey, in order to do something that is meaningful, you have to consider the cost that it's going to take to do it. Now, in counting the cost of your dream, we all need wisdom. And that's why Usain Bolt or Shelly Fraser would actually get a coach who understands how to get to point A to point B. And that's why in order to manifest our dream, we have to go back to the giver of dreams. We have to go back to the one who created visions. And when you talk to God, he begins to give you wisdom. The Bible says if we lack wisdom, we should ask for it because he will give us that wisdom. During getting that wisdom, God will make us wait. God will actually make us wait for that vision, wait for that dream. Because even though the Bible says in Habakkuk, even though it tarries, it will surely come to pass. We should wait. But in waiting, it processes us, processes our heart position. And God prepares us while we ask for wisdom. He prepares us in order to be able to manifest that dream and steward it properly. That's why we should consider the cost. That's why we say, God, if you've given us this big dream, you've given us this thing that you want us to do, but how do I do it? What should I get? What should I learn? Who should I link up with in order to get this thing done? And while God processes you and checks your heart position, he also checks your willingness. He will even give you small tasks that leads up to this bigger dream. Example, Joseph. He was so good in his household. He was so good in Potiphar's house. He was so even good in the prison. Doesn't mean it was easy. It wasn't. It was hard for him. But at the end of the day, God tested his willingness and his heart position. And even though that dream that he had when he was so small took a while to manifest, it did happen. When God gives us a vision or a dream, it's not just for us. It's not just for our benefit. It actually should benefit others. And that's why it comes on to say that we are the light of the world. If God gives us a vision, it should beam light in us and then beam light outward. So then when we manifest the dreams that God has given us, it's supposed to manifest light in a dark. We're supposed to be solutions in a dark world. That dream that you had, you don't know who else it will give a chain reaction for. And this is why we ought to dream big. When we limit ourselves, when we tell ourselves that we can't, when we tell ourselves that, oh, we're not good enough, or when we tell ourselves that it will never happen, when we say these things, we limit the dream, we limit God's working in our lives to actually shine through us, to actually do His will in the earth. And if we dream small, we limit our God. Not saying that He isn't omnipotent and omniscient, but at the same time, He uses us as well. You may want to be the best father in the world. You may want to be the best singer. You may want to be the best cook. You may want to be the best husband, the best wife. And in someone else's mind, that may be small. But hear me out. When you take small things and give it to the one who makes small things big, it makes a big difference. And if we only have 5 loaves, 2 fishes, with that dream of what we have that seems small, when we take it to God, He can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we could ever ask, imagine, or think. And sometimes it just takes stepping into His presence, stepping into that gateway of saying, God, I don't know what I can do to help, but this is what I have. If you're calling me to this, I'll count the cost. And after counting the cost and getting wisdom and going through your process, God, I will write it, make it plain. I will do it so that it can bless others, so they too can dream big for you. Hey guys, now that you've woken up, gotten up, got up, dream big. Have a good one.